Hello, Dr. Sree Varma. Welcome. Thanks for being with us today, part of Yoga for Unity. So you are an Ayurvedic doctor and you are part of a family with a long lineage of Ayurveda. Could you speak a little bit to us about your lineage and how you came to Ayurveda also?
Happy to meet you, Marion. I'm from a Travancore tradition. My birth village is at Tiruvidankodu. It is a border of Tamil Nadu and Kerala at Kanyakumari district. Last 9 generations we are with Ayurveda. We treat the chronic ailments with Ayurveda, Yoga and Varma. I'm the first graduate on the Ayurveda medicine from my family. My father felt these days Ayurveda is not only a traditional medicine, it is a medicine which is proven for centuries. So it need a valid documentation. For that, he sent me to Chennai. I did my graduation at Dr. Amja Medical University. It is a 5.5 years studies, Bachelor of Ayurveda, Medicine and Surgery, and we are titled as Ayurveda Acharyas. So we treat with Ayurveda and we teach preventive health care or a disease-free life without any sufferings. That's termed as maintaining a positive health in a healthy person and curing even that incurable diseases with the help of Ayurveda, Yoga and Varma.
So that's very interesting, Dr. Sree Varma, because you're saying that you're using yoga. So what is the relationship between yoga and Ayurveda?
Ayurveda, it's not a medical science alone. We says Ayurveda is Shatayu. If someone have a desire to live a life for 100 years without any disease, Ayurveda teach about that philosophy and principles. So there Ayurveda have 3 different dimensions. One is the prevention. The principles of Ayurveda or the Dinacharya and Rutucharya. It speaks about the principles of life, how you start a day, and throughout the day, how you design your day. It decides your healthy life. So here we says Brahme Muhurte Uttishte. That means morning, 1.5 hours before sunlight, you get up. And what you do, how you start your day. There he says, start your day with the breathing practices. And it speaks about the meditation. It speaks about the physical activity or the physical exercise. So we give the first priority in the morning. Ayurveda talks about yoga. So when we talk about yoga, he says Ayurveda looks a healthy life for 100 years. So what is the definition of health as per Ayurveda? Samadosha, samadhatu, sama agnisha malakriyaha, prasannatmendriya manaha, swasta ityabhidiyate. So I'm explaining about the definition of health. Prasanna atma indriya manaha, swasta ityabhidiyate. So prasanna is a blissful state on your body, mind and soul that is defined as health. So samadosha, when we talk about equilibrium of the energy, it is the physical doshas, the energy of your physical body, vada, pitta, kapha, and your emotional doshas, that is for the manas, sattva, rajas, tamas, has to be balanced. So when you start your day, start the day with the yoga. Without that, is there any possibility someone can lead a healthy life? No, it's impossible. So when we talk about Dinacharya, how you design your day, and Ruducharya is due to the seasonal changes. When the season varies, how you can do the alterations on your daily routine. Here we give what you eat, how you drink, how you breathe, how you make the flexibility of your physical body, how you make a flexibility on your mind, how your soul is peaceful, that decides your inner health. So Ayurveda and yoga, it is absolutely interconnected. So first philosophy of Ayurveda is a preventive health. It's all about yoga and meditation. The second philosophy, which talks about the cure, someone couldn't practice yoga, someone couldn't take care about their body and mind, there is a possibility they may get disease due to the nidana, improper food, improper lifestyle, accidents, infections, or hereditary. These 5 factors can produce a disease in a person who don't follow the dinacharya and ruducharya. So when somebody don't do yoga or they don't follow the dinacharya and ruducharya, there is a possibility these 5 causative factors can produce the toxins in their body and it can make a disease. When someone suffers with any disease, Ayurveda looks how to cure from the root cause, how to make them disconnect from the causative factor. First line of treatment itself, he says, understand what produced this disease on you. There, the pratyahara or disconnect from the disturbing substances or withdraw from your senses which makes you discomfort inside. It can be body or it can be on the mind. They have to get away from that. Then only the treatment starts. So the treatment is curative principles, but someone follow Ayurveda till the healing completes. They have to follow the principles of yoga.
I see.
So someone not following the yoga or dinacharya or rudacharya, they get a disease. They come to Ayurveda physician. He incorporate the philosophies of yoga for the faster recovery and the permanent recovery. When someone doesn't follow this, doesn't heal from the root, the disease is getting deep rooted and the disease are termed as incurable. Even your disease termed as incurable, Ayurveda says the Chadushpadas, that is the excellent physician who teach you how to heal yourself. So Ayurveda physicians, they get trained in the basic philosophy of yoga. So they teach this to the patient, tell them how you can recover permanently. Then the medicines which can eliminate the toxins from the body, or the medicines should have ability to eliminate the toxins. And the upasthada, until you get recover from your disease, somebody, it can be a yoga teacher, it can be an Ayurveda doctor, or it can be somebody from your family who has to handhold you and take care of you with the philosophies to get out of your disease. When we talk about the philosophy of healing, it always says the 4th pada, somebody who is unwell physically, emotionally, in any parameters. If you are not well, if you wish to recover, a Ayurveda physician or a yoga healer gives the confidence to you. They are there to help you. Unless you take an effort, the recovery is a challenge. So Ayurveda looks at prevention, cure, and a rehabilitation. Reduce the suffering of your miseries. So that's the way Ayurveda and yoga is interconnected. When we combined the yoga and Ayurveda, even the disease is termed as incurable, we can reduce the suffering of the individual.
Thank you, doctor. So we see that how much the correlation between yoga and Ayurveda, and they are working together. Like yoga is like a tool for Ayurveda to help the patient, not necessarily to recover, but to stabilize kind of their health. So you're speaking a lot of the well-being of the patient. In this modern time, we have a lot of problem of mental health. How is Ayurveda tackling this issue of mental health? So is it something new in Ayurveda, this mental health, or is it something that was treated for a long time also in Ayurveda?
Ayurveda is specialized on healing the mind. When we talk about Manusha or a human, we look a human being as a combination of 5 koshas. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha and anandamaya kosha. A Shrestha Vaidyan, an excellent physician of Ayurveda, he learns how to heal these 5 koshas. So when we talk about these 5 koshas, Annamaya kosha is the very basic structure of you, and the Pranamaya kosha is the energy what connects the human body into the mind. Then Manomaya kosha is very, very dominant in a human. When we talk a Manusha, when we talk human, in Sanskrit we say Manusha. It comes from Manas. So when we look a human being, he's absolutely a mind dominated individual. So any sickness comes, it starts from the koshta, it starts from the stomach. It affects the Annamaya kosha, physical body. When it's not taken care, it affects the Pranamaya kosha and it makes the impact on the Manomaya kosha. And we all know, all human beings, we have emotions. When the emotional challenges, when the emotional requirement is not properly addressed, that we say is midya vihar, improper lifestyle, improper association of people, improper understanding of your emotions, it will make the samskaras or the impressions on your mind. When it is not properly addressed, when it's not properly cleansed, this emotional impact can make an impact on your pranamaya kosha, and that can make even the physical diseases. So Ayurveda understanding, when we says we treat 5 koshas, but the manomaya kosha is very, very important. So there we differ even from the modern medicine only here. The modern medicine says that diseases are curable and incurable. Ayurveda says when you define a disease as incurable, the mind takes that very strongly and it feels nothing can be done and it don't take any effort to cure. So Ayurvedic approach, it says the research and documentation is very good. We respect even our own ancestors who made the document, who write on everything what they did, but we don't believe only on the papers. We look a person as the reality. All these papers, all this research, everything is a past. A Srestha Vaidyan or a good physician who takes his knowledge as a base, and every patient he look how he can make an impact on the betterment on their life. So it is emotional challenge or mental disorders or the physical problem. We look the positive approach of healing. So we convey to their mind, yes, it's possible to cure you. You have to take an effort. We cure you, it's a false promise. We help you to cure yourself. Any challenges, whoever says you have this kind of A, B, C, D, numbers of sickness and numbers of tests, it says it's not possible. Ayurveda says manasa rogas are possible to cure. Chadushpadas, the physician, the medicine, and the therapies or a yoga or a meditation, all this takes 75% of the healing part. This 25%, the rogi, or the sufferer should believe they have to take an effort and they can recover. Or they are in a state of not taking an effort. There we says, Ayurveda treats the Annamaya Kosha, physical body, it does the detox, and it teaches the basic breathing practices. That's the Pranamaya Kosha, they give the energy.
Ah, yes.
When Annamaya Kosham have a toxicity, you try to reach Pranamaya Kosha, it's very difficult.
Ah, yes.
When Annamaya Kosha get cleansing through the Panchakarma, and you start the breathing practices, very simple practices, it gives you a lot of confidence, it gives you a lot of energy inside to understand what is happening on your mind. Ayurveda have a very, very deep understanding about mind. So, treating emotional challenges are easy with Ayurveda and yoga.
So I really like this teamwork between the patient and the team of therapist and the doctor and the yoga teacher and whoever has to. It's like a teamwork to restore the health, and I really feel this is very important. So you explained that we start from the physical body by doing this detox. So then there is kind of energy which comes up again, and then we can go on, and it will also help the mind and the patient actually to take over his own healing. Am I right?
Yes.
So is there some treatments, specific treatments in Ayurveda for the mental well-being? Like, do you have some medicines? Do you have some specific kind of treatments for the mental well-being? I don't know.
For mental well-being, we should understand Manas is a spectrum, we don't have a structure. Annamaya Kosham, for the physical body, you need medicine.
Yes.
For a Pranamaya Kosha, you need the breathe, the energy. When these two layers addressed, then it's very easy for the physician or the patient or the sufferer to understand the mind. Mind is the connective material. The connective material which connects the Annamaya Kosham with a Pranamaya Kosham. And it connects Annamaya Kosham and Pranamaya Kosham together to the Vijnanamaya Kosham. It connects the Sharira with the Atman. So mind is a spectrum. How to see the mind? There is a wireless, there is a remote how it operates. Something connects to substance, but with your eyes it's not visible. In the same way, the body and the soul is connected by the mind. How this connects? There we says the 7 major chakras and 108 minor chakras, or these minor chakras we call that as marmas. So there are 108 minor points, the energy points, and there are 7 major chakras. These are the energy centers which connects. So how this emotions operates through these energy centers? It depends on what you eat. That's when we say ahar. So it's not only what we eat. The body needs the Panchamaha Bhutas or the nutritional substances for its survival. So what the body consumes? Food, water and oxygen. Food, water and air. Without that it is not possible for your metabolism.
Yes.
What is the food for the mind? It's very simple. When the food nourishes the body, whom you meet, how you feel, it matters. So we say the mind get nourished with what you see, what you hear, what you feel. And with these emotions, mind moves from the past, present and future. Mind never stays in a particular space. Mind is always moving. When we talk about earth, if the solidity is the nature of earth, fluidity is the nature of the water, hot is the nature of the fire. In the same way, mobility or chalana is the nature of the mind. So where the mind moves from the past, present and future. In the same way, mind moves a basic emotions. Ayurvedic doctors or the Varmanis, when we talk about Varma or Marma, it is the secret art of divine healing. We know what are the basic emotions, what are the basic energies, how it moves in your 7 major chakras, and how it makes changes on your 108 marmas. So the treatment is how we eliminate the toxins of the body. In the same way, we recommend the practices of yoga to cleanse the impressions. This is the way we treat the emotional things.
So, see, in this environment, modern environment, where people are really very much stressed, and sometimes they face some challenges at work. I mean, we are all on our mobile phones or screens, whatever they are. Even if you don't want to be, there is always some reason to be in front of a screen. So our senses are very much challenged, and we see things that we maybe should not see, and we hear things we should not hear. And it's very difficult to protect ourselves from that. So let's say if a patient comes to your clinic with a sleep disorder and or burnout or depression or anxiety, so you will put them directly on panchakarma, like detox. How will you help them to come out of this situation? What would be your advice as a Ayurvedic doctor?
As earlier how I told, Ayurveda looks a human being as a wholesome. You are the combination of physical body, energy body, emotional body, intellectual body and the spiritual body. So you are the combination of these 5. An individual is a combination of these 5. So when we do a basic assessment of their illness, we look in which layer they have the challenges, in which layer they have the impurities. That we do the diagnose, darshanam, sparshanam and shravanam. There are 3 things. It says 3 with the parikshas. When a patient comes, they explain what challenges they go through, that we are hearing. With that, can we treat? No, we don't. They are into the disturbed and difficult state, they are explaining, they are telling they are compliant. Then Ayurveda doctor use the yukti. That means we use our intelligence to understand what is the causative factor for this problem. To reconfirm the causative factors, we check the nadi. That means we touch. We touch the nadi, how the energy is traveling on them. Is it vata, pitta or kapha in annamaya kosham? That's very possible for a trained, well-trained Ayurveda doctor, easy to diagnose what is happening on the annamaya kosham. With thus just with a touch, that's a nadi pariksha. Then the pranamaya kosham and manomaya kosham, that we says, we feel the flow of the energy. So when we are touching the nadi, a Vaidya connects his energy with the patient and understand which layer this impact is involved. So treatment will start from the Annamaya Kosham. When we talk about the physical body, Shamanam or Shodhana. That means very palliative herbs to advise, we will give only the herbs. When the toxins are deep rooted, these herbs won't make its impact. So there we says it's recommend for a panchakarma, that's intensive detox. 14 to 21 days of detox, we can assure the accumulated toxins get eliminated. Then we give a rasayana karmas, that is the potentiated medicines, and deva vyapashraya sisa. When we talk about manasa rogas can be treated with deva vyapashraya chikitsa. That means we use the energy to heal the mind. So Ayurveda strongly believes we are not just a structure or a substance. We are the energy inside the substance. So first you detox the physical body, then you guide them how the energy can heal them. So that's the line of treatment in Ayurveda: Shamanam, Shodhanam and Rasayanam.
So it's very beautiful how you give the power to the patient to heal themselves somehow. It's like restoring the healing power within the person, even for the mental disease. Like from the body, there must be some unbalance which have led to the mental disease.
It can be a normal, a common sleeplessness or schizophrenia. For us, both we look what impact on their emotional level. When we talk about, is it the mind stays at the brain and it is the damage on the structure, that's a hardware, like the structure.
Yes.
But this is a software.
Yes.
When we talk about mind, I told, mind is not only on the brain. It can be on the brain and it can be on the total nervous system. So it is from the brain till the tip of your spine. The nervous system nerves travels, but it directly connects with your endocrine glands, or it connects with your chakras. So on those days, we say like, yeah, people, all the thought process comes from the brain. Now the gut is having the neurons, and your thyroid or a thymus or your sexual hormones, all it is interconnected with your nervous system. So later the research may find you have a neurons in your brain, you have a nano neurons on your thyroid, you have a micro nano neurons on your thymus, but centuries ago Ayurveda and yoga says your manas operate on your chakras. So when you have accumulated toxins in a different chakras, it will reflect, it will express the different signs and symptoms. So the modern science, the diagnose which says, oh, these are the symptoms, then this is the disease. It says, we don't look into the symptoms. We look the energy. We treat the human. Symptoms comes down and they get cured. When a sleeplessness, he says, how the food is important, how the sexual life is important. In the same way, sleep is very important for a human being to maintain a healthy life. When the sleep is disturbed, what disturbs the sleep? What is the causative factor? We says, yes, our screen time is so long these days. We spend a lot of time on the mobiles or the internet. Ayurveda says anything is too much, which is not good for you. You are not involved in any of things and you are sitting ideal at home, that also Ayurveda don't recommend. And you involve too much of eating, too much of exercise, too much of looking into the mobile. It says don't do it. Be moderate. So when you approach an Ayurveda doctor, none of the Ayurvedic doctor will say you stop this, then only you get recovered. It says we take all the efforts to make you recover from your illness. What you are doing, it is too much for you, you reduce. So when you start reducing from within, you can get out of anything which is not allowing you to progress. All human beings, we have a basic desire to be healthy and to be happy. When your happiness comes down, it's direct proportionate to your health. Even these days, science talks about the happy hormones, oxytocin and serotonin, all this, where we are telling anything you do which makes the stress hormones, which makes the fear hormones high, get away from that. Anything which makes you flower inside, add to your life.
So that's a very nice philosophy that we could have in our life, adding what makes us happy and removing what makes us stressed to keep a mental balance in this chaotic kind of world.
Yes.
So yeah, that's very interesting. And so when you have your patients coming and they are agitated and all, even our people who are watching us, what would be some basic advices you can give as an Ayurvedic doctor, like few points, key points that you want people to remember, how to remain happy, how to remain balanced? What are the key points?
See, Ayurveda talks about prevention, cure, and rehabilitation. When we talk about Ayurveda, we have a very clear understanding. Only 10% of people among us, we have physical problems and we need the treatment. So 90% of us, we are healthy, we are happy. 90% of people, we have emotional challenges inside. We are into the waiting list to get a disease and go to the doctor. Try to understand. 10% people have the physical problems, 90% people have emotional challenges. This emotional challenge can lead a disease. When the disease not properly addressed, when the disease is not properly cured, it termed to a chronic disease and it makes you to a state it is an incurable disease. Try to learn yoga and understand Ayurveda for a healthy life. What time you gets up, it matters to your life, and how you start your day, it is very, very important. If you have participate in 1000 meters of marathon, your first step how you take, it matters a lot. And how you train every day, it makes you stronger. If you have the highest goal of life and if you have ambitious in life, the day you start with meditation, do certain physical activities. It can be asanas, it can be a cycling, it can be a running, it can be a walking, it can be a swimming. Whatever it is, your physical body is a foundation. It needs everyday training, at least 6 days a week. Spend at least 1 hour a day with your physical body. Then concentrate on your work, deliver 100%. It is wonderful. How you complete your day? There we advise people, after all your work complete, sit and recollect the day. What unwanted things accumulated on your emotionals? Try to do a cleaning practice. When you go to bed, be in a prayerful mode. These 3 things are very, very mandatory. It's a takeaway from an Ayurveda physician or an Ayurveda Aacharya. Start your day with a meditation. Do the physical exercise, whatever way you want to do it, at least 1 hour a day. We have 24 hours in a day, at least 1 hour you spend for your physical body. It's a 10 to 12 hours you're working, awesome. Deliver yourself the maximum best. When you complete your work, recollect what happens on your emotions. Anything which disturbs, anything which is not needed, which get accumulated, it has to be cleansed. You can learn a cleaning practices with a trained yoga teacher or a Ayurveda doctors who connected with the heartfulness. They know how to guide you on all these practices. When you go to sleep, go with a prayerful mode. It makes you healthy and it makes you happy. If you have any challenges, don't hesitate to reach us. We are here to help you on a healthy and happy life. Thank you. Thank you, Marion.
Thank you very much. I think we got a very nice understanding of the whole Ayurvedic proposal about the mental health. And thank you very much for your time. And we hope you all will try this Dinacharya and Ritucharya yogic lifestyle to be healthy and happy. Thank you. Namaste.